Well, Houston's water rates are going up again in less than 2 weeks on April 1st.
It's the fourth increase since September of 2021. Investigative reporter Amy Davis is here to explain what this increase might look like and then what the city's doing with all the extra money, Amy.
Yeah, exactly. We thought both of those are important questions. First, Houston Public Works has not yet released the actual new rate table yet that would let us see exactly what a bill today would look like come April 1st. But a representative told me that they will share that on April 1st. They do say this year's increase will be about 9% on average. That is far below about half of the increase that we saw last year.
Opposes. So all in favor, all in favor.
June 2021, Houston City Council voted unanimously to increase water rates every year for the next 5 years. The extra money to cover major improvements to Houston's water system that the Environmental Protection Agency said was crappy. No, really, the EPA cracked down on Houston because we had too many raw sewage backups and spills, threatening our water supply and public health. This legally binding consent decree between the city and the EPA says we needed about $2 billion to make repairs over the next 15 years. The rate increases were supposed to raise $1.84 billion by 2026. But the city's most recent monthly financial report shows we will hit that mark this year, 2 years ahead of schedule. I asked Mayor Whitmire if he planned to halt further rate increases to assess if they're actually needed.
We are already under an agreement with the federal government. When I walked into the job, there is a binding agreement with, if we don't want penalties, with the federal government to address our water and our wastewater system.
District F Councilmember Tiffany Thomas voted for the increase, but she's asked Public Works for an update on work completed and work remaining.
It's an incredible amount of money that we are asking Houstonians to pay, and many of them are covering that. But we have an obligation to go back to the people and say, this is where we're at. Here's the status check.
When we asked Public Works for the same, a spokesperson directed us to this website that shows a monthly report of work completed. But she promised to provide us, along with the mayor and council, a more detailed update, including financial costs, within the next few weeks. It's information Thomas says elected leaders owe their constituents.
What I'm hearing is that they just want to trust that we're going to get it done. So my question is more so, listen, we voted for this 3 years ago. Where are we at today? How are we getting this done so we can meet the deadline?
All right, so the reason that this next rate increase will not be as high as last year is because there are actually 2 increases that happen every year on April 1st, and one is based on the inflation rate. Well, the inflation rate has not increased this year, where last year it went up a lot by like 9%. So right now we're looking at a 9% rate increase on average, and as soon as those rate tables come out so that we can do an exact, like, hey, here's what your bill would look like today, we will give you that information.
All right, that's great.
Thank you, Amy.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Thanks.
Some action.